Hey guys, what's going on? James Smiley, Ultimate Influencers Awaken. Thanks for being here.
There's a time to live, and there's a time to die. Today is my day to live, but what about you? Are you living that life that you always dreamed? Well, if not, then welcome to Ultimate Influencers Awaken with me, your host, James Smiley. Awaken that entrepreneur within you in just 5 minutes a day.
Hello. So, let's see here. It is 11:18 at night on Saturday. And I am going to the Walgreens real quick to grab, let's see here, move this microphone a little bit, to grab some baby Tylenol because little baby Reese is not feeling too good right now. So take a quick run to the store. I thought I'd drop a podcast in here for you guys. So how's it going? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys so much. Appreciate the comments and the shares and those kind of things. Please keep sending me messages or letting me know what you're dealing with, what you're struggling with, or you know, what you need to expand your business, grow your business idea. Even if you don't know, even if your question is, you know, what do I do? What are some things I can do? Here are my passions. What are some things I can do with it? I'd love to just give you guys some free coaching and free advice here on the show. So anyway, so we are, one of the things that I'm trying to do with my business, one of the things that you guys all need to try to do with your business online is try to come up with, you really want to open the doors wide open on the front end of your business. You want your front end to be as wide open as possible in terms of allowing people to come into your business easily, understand what you do or what service or what value you provide. And so it's kind of a struggle all the time. It really just depends on what exactly somebody's business is or what they want to do. If you're a plumber or some type of field service company, it may be a little bit harder and a little bit harder to get people to understand what you do. But kind of a hack that we've been showing people who are our paid customers is, if you can't figure out, how to get people attracted to what you do, it's because, I don't know how to say this right, but it's probably because people just have so much going on, they just don't really care. And that's kind of a humbling place. All of us, me, you, all of us have been. And so one of the things you need to do is you just need to come to a place where you can provide value in the market and just provide value to people. And so what you could do is you can get on different places in social media, Facebook, jump in forums, things like that, or post in your own areas, your own blogs, your own podcasts, post on your website or whatever, but maybe not necessarily, tell people about your products and services, but tell people about something in the industry, And so if you're having a problem getting attraction and getting attention and really connecting with people, if you're having problems finding customers, finding your ideal customers, what you need to do is take a step back and more generalize the content that you're putting out and make it more industry specific versus product specific to you or product or service specific to what you do, right? So here's an example. If you are a chiropractor or let me say, okay, so like if you have a CD that you're trying to get out, right? Well, this is a very specific one, but what is your music really about? What are you really about? And think about that. Think through, like, what are you really about? And really make your content, your free content, a lot more about speaking to that. So if you're about, trying to encourage people, or what type of mindset are you trying to push? What type of lifestyle are you trying to push? And create content that wraps around that, So you can find stuff on Google or whatever. You can just Google like the type of shoes, the type of clothes, the type of things people wear, the type, big athletes, big movie stars, big teams, big associations, companies that are kind of in that industry, and go after that your target market. And begin to share quotes and ideas and blogs and videos and those kind of things. And what happens is you start getting your ideal customer to press like and engage with you in this content, because they like that, right? They like that movie star. They like that it could be anything, If they like the NRA, then post stuff about the NRA. If they like NASCAR, post stuff about NASCAR. If they like fishing, post stuff about fishing. That may not have anything to do with your video or your music or your CD or your disc or whatever that you're putting out. But what you're doing is you're finding a way to serve your customer, your ideal customer. And what will happen is your ideal customer then will start to realize, hey, who is this person? Who's kind of behind the scenes here? And then that's when they start to realize, oh, you actually have a song about this, or you actually have something that fits that lifestyle or whatever, right? So anyway, that's a very kind of, specific example, but think about that in whatever you do and kind of how that can help you. So one of the things that we're doing is I think the product this year that we really serve people the most statistically, we had the most hits, most registrations, most opt-ins, we made the most money, was a product where we teach people about outsourcing. We've talked about this a lot in the last few podcasts. And so, as you guys know, we've been redoing the webinar and finally got it down really good. And I wanted to give you a quick tip on something that I learned was, I really been like reverse engineering guys who, I guess guys and gals out there who have been really blowing it up this year. I'm in a mastermind with this guy named Dan Henry, and like just watching his growth in the past 6 months is crazy. He's earned $400,000 in the past 6 months, and in the first 6 months of the year, he earned $50,000 or $80,000. So, I mean, he was on a fairly normal track for an established entrepreneur, lowly established entrepreneur, I would say. Not a big guru, not a big time guy, but he really blew it up here. And one of the things I can tell you, number one, is if you have any ambition at all to really blow up, you got to have your own product. Going out there doing done for you services and stuff like that, unless you're in big consulting, you like, things like I used to do, or I guess I definitely still do, consulting for big companies and technology and those kind of things. Those are things, you can make big money doing, multiple six figures doing, but most people out there, you don't have the background, the skill, or the ambition to do that kind of, to compete and do that kind of, consulting. And so, you can definitely go out there and sell a service or sell somebody else's service, or do some done for you service, like create websites, run Facebook ads, do stuff like that. I'm involved in that too. I mean, we got involved in Facebook ads, started a Facebook ad agency just because it was easy for us to start generating tons of revenue for people, and they would pay us for it. But if you're gonna really put a ton of money in the bank and grow, $500,000 to a couple $1 million business, you're probably not going to do it in a steady way with somebody else's product, or by doing done for you kind of services where you're actually doing Facebook ads, or you're doing website building, or you're doing SEO, or you're doing lawn care services, or you're doing whatever. Like now it is a means to get you somewhere, so I would definitely do it, and we've all had to do it before. But I think to really scale and grow, you have to get to a point where things are on automation, where even when you're not tapping on the keyboard or driving your truck, hauling the stuff, or whatever it is that you do, that you're still making money. And that's the power of really knowing how to leverage the internet and automation. So anyway, with our outsourcing webinar, we looked at all the stats and stuff. I've talked about this before. We looked at all the stats of what people were engaging with, and they really have been intrigued by this whole idea of outsourcing. And so one of the things that I noticed some of the kind of mentors that I look up to are doing is not only are they providing value in their product or service that they offer. So like if somebody's running Facebook ads and they do it really well, in their value proposition, they talk about and they attract you initially with, hey, like Dan used to run this, I don't know if he still does, but he used to run this ad called How to Run Facebook Ads That Don't Suck. It's kind of funny, but that was his ad. His headline is How to Run Facebook Ads That Don't Suck. Now, he had a decent amount of response there, but where he really got people to engage and buy his $1,000 or $2,000 product, and now $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 product, is he started talking about more the financial side of it. He started talking about how he went from a pizza boy to a guy making six figures, that kind of thing. And he did it all as an entrepreneur. And that is really attractive to people. And that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys is I think for me, you know, what you'll hear on my show is I'd recommend that you try to do it as ethical and as honest and truthful as possible, because it's always easy to start talking about numbers and rattling off numbers, and people are attracted to it. But yeah, so anyway, I know that there's a lot of people, they'll just start throwing out numbers because they just know that people are generally attracted to dollar signs. But yeah, so anyway, I get a little cautious about it, but also I think I've totally grown out of the mindset that to talk about money is bad. And I think that's like a really overly conservative viewpoint, is that, you know, that if you're talking about money, woo, it's bad. Like it's not, you know, whatever. Maybe it's not like a Christian thing to do or whatever, but it's not true. I mean, even if you're religious or any, you know, you're a part of any religion, like if you believed in the Bible, you know, Jesus talked about money all the time. He talked about kingdoms and riches and all those kind of things. I mean, so I think there was a stat that said that it was one of the most, theologians believe is one of the most talked about topics was, you know, Jesus talking about some form of money, where there was kingdoms and talking about it in a financial sense, right? And so anyway, so yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, I think it's really important to, and this is something that we're learning in my business, I just want to share with you guys, is we're being more open about sharing the financial side of where we're at and how we got here. And I think that if you do it right, it ethically, morally, and legitimately helps people get their head around the possibilities and where you can actually go with this. And so anyway, it's been really exciting to put all that together. We just did some runs of the webinar the last few days, like our test runs of it with small audiences buying, you know, 100 clicks in, and you get, you know, 6 to 20 people on the webinar, and we sell it, and it's selling really well. Our opt-in on our opt-in page at ultimateinfluencers.com/VA for virtual assistant /ultimateinfluencers.com/VA. The opt-in rates are between 40 and 50% on this page. That's how hot it is. 40 and 50%. It's crazy. And then of those people, let's see, we're getting about, what's 36 and then 6? That would be about a sixth. Yeah. So what is that? What is a sixth? It's like 10, about 20%. Yeah. It's about 20%. Because what is it? 10% would be 3. Yeah. So it's close, just a little bit under 20%. But about, you know, 18% or so people are signing up or registering for the webinar. And that's crazy. I mean, those are really high numbers. So hopefully it'll hold. So far from the data we're looking at, it'll hold. But we've taken everything that we were doing here, we amplified it, we put it on steroids. We basically doubled everything. We doubled the cost of our product. We doubled the value we're delivering. We doubled up on the content that we're packing into the webinar. So the webinar is twice as good. I mean, we basically, I would say like, that 10x, right? We 10x'd everything. And 10x is not literal. There's, I don't know if you guys know, but there's a book and stuff out on it, but it's just like the 4-hour work week. It's not really talking about how to work 4 hours a week. It's talking about a lifestyle and a concept. And that's what 10x means. So we 10x'd, we just exponentially amplified everything that we're doing. And that allowed us to raise the price, and we're delivering more value to people with it. And the price is still super good. I think depending on which webinar people jump into, it should be around $200 to learn our entire system. But what I did was I actually am giving away all of our templates, everything that we do, our ad templates of how we run ads for virtual assistants, all that we're giving away. We're giving away exactly how we go onto these sites and only sift out the 4 and 5 star recruits. Like we don't even talk to anybody who's not a top recruit. And there's certain ways to go onto these sites and find those guys who, if you're looking for a web designer, graphic designer, just an admin, a data entry person, someone to do internet research for your customer, customer research to figure out who your competitors are, what their pricing is, or any of those kind of things. Like, how do you go out and find the best talent? And then how do you get them to apply? So we teach them the whole methodology of that. And man, it's just really cool. the webinar is super, super jam-packed. We teach, how do you interview them right? We give all our scripts away through there, and then we give them our entire onboarding process. We literally give you like copy and paste everything, just put in your own name. It's just, swipes, right? They call them swipes or templates, essentially, is a practical way of saying it. And we give the templates of everything, and it's plug and play. And so it's a sweet, sweet webinar. You guys can check it out on ultimateinfluencers.com. On the homepage there, you should be able to click and get to the outsourcing webinar. If you want to sign up for it, I think it's ultimateinfluencers.com/outsourcing webinar /outsourcing webinar if you just want to go to the direct link. But you can find it right on our homepage as well. There's one click and you'll get to the registration page. So anyway, we're going to be driving heavy traffic. We should be looking at between 100 and 300 people per webinar, per free training. It's so crazy. So anyway, hopefully that made some sense for you guys. Let me know what you think. Make sure you share or forward this on to somebody that you know who has an idea or has a product or service or things that they're trying to scale and trying to get out there and get their message out or get their product or service out. If you haven't shared this with somebody, folks, that's your responsibility. We put this together for you for free. We spend our time and resources on it. We tie virtual assistants and people to it. It costs us money to put this together, but and all we ask you to do kind of as your virtual tip is to let us know if you like it by hitting like or subscribing to us on iTunes or on SoundCloud, and share it with somebody who needs to hear. So, all right, guys, thanks so much. I am tired, as you can probably hear in my voice, but hopefully that added a lot of value into your day and gave you a bunch of ideas on how to take your product, service, or message to the next level. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much, guys. Bye. Hey everyone, it's James, and I wanted to make sure that you're not missing out on anything on a daily basis. So make sure that every morning when you're on your way to work or when you're in your car, make sure that you're plugged in to Ultimate Influencers Awaken podcast, where every day we're sharing daily mentoring and entrepreneur hacks. And also you can go on to ultimateinfluencers.com/blog and get yourself subscribed to all our daily updates and those kind of things. The other thing is make sure you're subscribed on your iTunes app or on your Android app. And also another really cool thing is on ultimateinfluencers.com/blog, you can check out every single lesson we've ever done, as well as get the transcripted blog of every single show we've ever done. And then let me also remind you guys that in the evenings, we're doing Facebook live shows on facebook.com/ultimateinfluencers, where almost every single day we're discussing peak performance hacks for you and your business that are going to keep you from taking the long route when you're trying to get things done and trying to accelerate your business and accelerate your life. So once again, guys, thanks so much for being a faithful member of our tribe. And once again, get on over to ultimateinfluencers.com/blog, get yourself subscribed, check out all the free blogs and content there, and you'll have a ton of fun. And make sure you don't miss out on anything.